Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Daniel Gwirtzman, and we're so excited you could carve out a little bit of your time to learn about this new exciting program. Tonight, the order and structure of this webinar will be that the faculty will all introduce themselves, and then we're going to talk about who the program is for, who the ideal candidate would be that would be applying for such a program, what the program itself is, what its components are, what one could expect in the program, and taking a look through the 4 years of it. We'll talk about the audition process, beginning with pre-screens, which is a process that is already open now. And then we'll finish with this Q&A, which, as this slide is mentioning, you're welcome at any point to leave a question for us. We'll attempt to answer as many as we have time for. Also know you're welcome to leave a comment. And even a suggestion. This is a new endeavor for Ithaca College, and we are most excited to share and also receive information that you might have to offer a suggestion. I'm an associate professor in the Center for Theater and Dance Performance. I teach jazz and modern dance technique courses, courses in improvisation, composition, and partnering, and dance film, both the history of it and the practicality of creating dance films, dance history, and I've also been choreographing for both musicals and our original works through our dance concerts.
Hi, I'm Courtney Young-Socker, Associate Professor of Musical Theater and Dance. I teach the musical theater studio courses. It's a 4-course progression. And I teach musical theater dance styles, which is a history of musical theater dance course where we start from the beginning of time and work through to choreographers working today. Not quite the beginning of time, but as far back as we can for one semester. I also direct and choreograph musicals, sometimes plays, and teach the showcase class, which is the senior year capstone first and only audition in New York City, where they are auditioning with all of their friends. And I want to share a little bit about Ithaca College's history as an arts institution. We're really unique in that our foundation is in the arts. In 1892, the Ithaca Conservatory of Music was started, and then 5 years later, in 1897, the Williams School of Expression and Dramatic Arts was added. And so the first two majors in the organization that eventually becomes Ithaca College were music and theater. Fast forward a whole bunch of years when the institution becomes Ithaca College, and we move up the hill from downtown Ithaca to our beautiful South Hill campus. In 2023, the School of Music and the Department of Theater Arts combined to create the School of Music, Theater, and Dance. And that is how we are functioning, operating today. Ithaca College has grown over the centuries to include 140 majors and minors. Wow, that's a lot of work since 1892. We're really excited to share our passion and vision for this new program, this brand new B.F.A. in Dance and Choreography for Musical Theater. In our performance area, this is the third B.F.A., and it joins our highly esteemed and well-established B.F.A. in Acting and B.F.A. in Musical Theater.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here with you tonight. My name is Amy O'Brien, and I'm Associate Professor of Dance, teaching functional awareness for dance. I also teach the ballet courses, plus point. I'm the dance minor coordinator, and I also devise work for the dance concerts that happen every other year. We thought that it would be really exciting for us not only to talk about Ithaca College as an institution, but to say, hey, where is Ithaca College? And do you know that Ithaca is gorgeous? Well, it is, because it's nestled in the Finger Lakes of upstate New York, and it's full of gorges and waterfalls and hikes, and the landscape is beautiful. So it's a really lovely place and 4 hours away from New York City. So it's quite convenient to get to the city if need be. Along with this vibrant college, we have Cornell University, and we also have some beautiful small companies of dance. One would be the Ithaca Ballet. The Ithaca Ballet is a regional company with high school and company dancers from Cornell, and luckily we have some dancers from Ithaca College that have joined the company here and there to perform in their Nutcracker and also some of their full-length ballets, Sleeping Beauty and Cinderella. So it's really exciting to have that connection and that community base and to share that love and vibrancy for the dance. Ithaca Ballet has been around since the 1960s, and it's a family studio. I am also teaching down there a company class, and I'm the vice president of the board. So Ithaca is full of arts and support for the arts community, and we're excited that you could maybe establish and share it with us.
Hi, everyone. I'm Amy Riles. I'm an associate professor of dance. And here at IC, I teach jazz, I teach modern, I teach movement for actors. I also teach tap. I choreograph for our musicals and also devise work for our dance concerts. And I just wanted, on the heels of Amy mentioning Ithaca Ballet, I just want to speak a little bit about a few of our wonderful regional professional theaters that we have here in Ithaca, which we all have worked at or been a part of productions there. One is the Hangar Theater, which I just had the honor and privilege to choreograph Waitress this past summer. They just celebrated their 50th anniversary. It's a really amazing space. We also have the Kitchen Theater, which, fun fact, was created by Ithaca alums in 1971. And then we also have the Cherry Arts Theater Space, which is a really unique performance venue here in Ithaca as well. And speaking of spaces and venues, we have this wonderful video to sort of showcase our facilities here at IC.
It is a view that one never tires of. It really lives up to the beauty that you see in the images. So who is this program for? And I imagine that for many of you that are attending tonight, that's, a central question. And, I'm aware that earlier I mentioned an ideal candidate, but I want to clarify right away that an ideal candidate is not fitting into any kind of preconceived mold for us. And that one of the things that we're most excited about is really continuing with this tradition of individuality and individual expression that characterizes a student at Ithaca College, and it characterizes what we as faculty love about working with our students here. And so we're looking to identify students, candidates for the program that really are excited to have an individual pathway through this degree, that have a lot of initiative, that are creative young artists, that are highly motivated to take advantage of what can become a very specifically individualized program in pursuit of a career in dance, and more specifically in musical theater choreography, developing into a well-rounded artist. So that's part of the benefit of having this conservatory-like training housed in the liberal arts college, is so that we are very much interested in being able to have extensions into all kinds of disciplines, but letting those disciplines be ones that are separate from the dance and theater ones of interest to each of the students that will be accepted into the program. So an overview of the 4 years. The first year is a foundational year, and we'll go into these in a moment in more detail, but just to provide an overview. The second year is about acquiring skills and really deepening and developing those skills, so that the first 2 years are creating the sturdy platform from which to then exercise one's creativity in these unique and personal ways. The third year offers the opportunity to go to London. It is not a requirement, but it is definitely a high point of students that attend the program, a reason that many students choose to come to Ithaca, because it just provides this real life opportunity that's invaluable and rewarding, and seeing a lot of theater and dance while there. In the final year, it's a culminating year. It's a bridge into the profession. And so we're just going to take a few more minutes now to break down those years in a little bit more detail.
So the first year is truly the foundational year, and foundational in many ways. We are, during that year, looking at the foundations of technique. Where have you been as a dancer before coming to Ithaca College, and how can we help you grow as an artist and as a dancer? But we need to spend some time getting to know you and seeing what you've already accomplished and sorting out how we can serve you. Also, it's foundational for choreographic principles. Again, regardless of how much experience you have as a choreographer prior to coming to Ithaca College, we want to see where you are and help you to learn and grow with the foundational principles of choreography. It's expected that some students would come in with quite a bit of choreography experience, and then others may not have any, but have a strong interest and a desire to learn. And then, of course, everything in between. And then it's the foundation for community. And this is something that I feel personally, and I'm getting some nods from my colleagues, that the Center for Theater and Dance really does well because we take it seriously and it is important to us. We are a big family here, and we devote quite a bit of time to that. Some ways that happens are during startup week. All the B.F.A students gather together, first year, sophomores, juniors, seniors, and we come together and we celebrate the new school year. We learn about each other. We establish what is important to us as a group, what are our guiding principles in this center, and just build those connections that really last well beyond Ithaca College. And then we are intentional about setting other times throughout the semester where we get together. Maybe not the whole group as often, but we do meet on common hours by degrees. Sometimes the degrees are all combined, and we provide opportunities to discuss how things are going, to ask questions of the faculty and the leadership, to just be in community with students that aren't necessarily in your classes every day. Also, in the first year, the students will participate in showcases. So these are opportunities to demonstrate their growing technical proficiency and to also share their emerging artistic voices.
Sounds so great. Thank you, Courtney, for that. The second year is skill building, right? So we're asking our students to take the knowledge that they gained from their first year and start to dig a little deeper, start to understand what is their voice in dance, what is their voice in creating dance, and with each other. So it's really about deepening their experience in all levels of dance at the advanced level. So they're getting more complex information and then applying that to their own practice, and then also sharing that knowledge with their colleagues. So working with singers and working with actors and other folks in our center to start dabbling in their own creative outlet. It's really exciting to start to see these students, or wanting to see these students figure out like what is their authentic movement and how can they create work with that and also demonstrate and communicate that with others. It also, this second year is a time where we want our students to take courses in health and wellness. This is super important for all of us to have our students take care of themselves, to have the skills to know how to take care of themselves in a really rigorous career, and how to sustain that, not only for themselves, but for the company or the show that they're working on, and their creative outlet that they're working on. And they also dabble a little bit with courses over in Wayland. So basic materials of music, they're going to look at rhythms and how to share music qualities and add that into the choreographic voice. So this is really exciting. And then finally, there will be some assessment of their choreographic work. So as a dance faculty, we'll get together, we'll in informal showings, and we'll be able to really start to assess what the student is reaching out to say, and what we can offer and help support and grow as they're going through the year. So very exciting.
Awesome. Thanks, Amy. So year 3 is also equally as exciting because the students are going to sort of take on more responsibility in their roles in different productions as assistant choreographers, associate choreographers. Also learning about professional timelines and those logistics that go along with production. And also their coursework will become even more advanced, developing skills in creating these larger musical numbers and ensemble work and how all those things work together, which is super, super exciting. And another addition is that we're bringing in industry artists and guests to teach master classes, which is also a great opportunity for our students to network through those moments as well. And I get to talk about London, which is an option for our students. It's not, like Daniel said, it's not a requirement, but a lot of our students do take advantage of it because it is an opportunity to study abroad, and you also get college credit while you're doing that, and not all colleges and universities offer that. So we have our London Center, which is our IC London Center, where you get to go and study for a semester. For our dance majors, it would be in the spring of your junior year. And the most wonderful part about it is you get to take this course where you get to go see performances, you get to write about it, you get to talk about it, all in the West End. So it's just a really exciting time. I believe it's like 25 to 40 students each semester take advantage of this opportunity, which is really unique to our school.
Thanks, Amy. And then in the 4th year, it's a culminating year, which would make sense. It's what these years are building to, so that there can be this synthesis of all this knowledge and exploration and finding the right format, the right form to express that. That's, again, getting back to this highly individualized program. And so the senior year centers on seminar and final capstone project. And the dance seminar is a year-long sequence in both terms of the senior year. That's allowing a lot of information to come that's going to be most applicable for seniors. And part of that seminar is defining what this project will be and having the mentorship to scaffold that project and to have mentors that can be acting as stewards for that project. So you're not alone, but you're having the support to go on that individual pathway. It's all faculty mentored, but it's also going to be collaborative within a cohort where that will be embedded into those processes. So seminars that are going to address like real working realities, such as working with unions, how to negotiate contracts, understanding what it is to assert oneself respectfully in the field, what are strategies to network and expand those that you are interested to introduce yourself to, and how to maintain your artistic integrity, how to maintain who you are / want to be as an artist working within these commercial contexts. During the seminars, there'll be mock auditions, there'll be guests coming in with great frequency, faculty and guests reviewing your work, reviewing your portfolios, and having this chance to have real direct responses from industry professionals that are able to share practical experience and help build your confidence before that bridge to the profession. So the range of pathways and possibilities is really unlimited. I mean, certainly there's ones we think of like Broadway and touring companies, regional theaters, cruise ships, theme parks, television, film, dance education. And then what excites us equally is the opportunities to bring musical theater choreography, to bring choreography and dance to other disciplines and other fields that may not be the most commonly thought of. And that entrepreneurial, innovative spirit is really at the heart of this program, and how arts programming can have a viable place in the larger marketplace. And that is enhanced through field studies, which is a week-long field trip to New York City in which seniors get a wonderful opportunity to see a lot of shows and spend the week in a hotel in Midtown and meet with industry professionals that are alums from our program and are generously donating their time and their knowledge to help prepare graduating seniors for success. Capstone project, just in a nutshell, is again following that creative desire and having it find some finished product that could be a fully staged show. So mounting productions, developing these cross-disciplinary collaborations that could be with any number of different departments or schools on campus. It also could extend beyond campus. It could be that a student wants to bring this into the community, and so it's a community engaged project. And so we're really interested in how themes that are meaningful to our students, social justice, entrepreneurship, again, how there can be a way to extend dance and musical theater. So there's an advocacy component that we will celebrate, that we can really, take what we're learning within the halls and amplify them outside of that.
So perhaps now you are feeling excited about this program and are interested in applying for your B.F.A. in Dance and Choreography for Musical Theater and are wondering how to do that. So the process for applying involves, first of all, applying to Ithaca College. So that is through the Common App or through the Coalition app. And that part probably feels quite familiar to you all now. The other part is more unique to Ithaca College, and you will be submitting pre-screen videos into Accepted, so website and app that perhaps you also know about. The deadline is December 1st. When you are submitting your documents to Accepted, you need a resume, a brief resume. One page is great. Sometimes people do spill over onto a second page, but really think about what are representative things that I have been up to. What really shows Ithaca College who I am, what I do, what I love, and where my passions lie. It doesn't have to be everything that you've ever done. And you can include performance opportunities that you've had, but also honors and awards and other areas of interest. It's always really fun to get to know a student beyond the art form. What do you do when you're not performing? Include that on your resume as well. A current headshot or recent photo. There's no need to spend a lot of money on getting new headshots if you don't have them. Just take a nice photo with your phone that's, roughly it could be a 3/4 shot from your waist up, or just shoulders up, just something that looks like you so that we recognize you in your audition. And then the other part of it is you will submit 2 self-choreographed pieces that are 60 to 90 seconds in length. The first one has to be set to music. So one set to music that is character-driven or narrative-driven. And the second one, you can use music or not use music. That's up to you. But it should just be something that contrasts the first one. And there are lots of ways to contrast, so that is quite open to your choice. Some examples might be time, space, genre, theme, as well as fast or slow in tempo, sharp or smooth, gestural versus full body, stationary versus traveling. And that is your complete package for the pre-screen process. And Amy O'Brien will tell you what happens next.
So what happens next? Sometimes it feels like waiting a lot, right? So faculty will review the submissions, and that's going to take about 3 to 4 weeks before you hear from us. If you are asked to participate in a live audition, we will contact you. We do have specific dates, and so that will be, you will know about that when you get a phone call. And then the other thing that will happen is, if you are asked to come into the audition, what does that look like? First, you'll have a class with the dance faculty, and then we will have your individual solos, and those solos can be either the one that you did for pre-screen, or it could be a brand new piece of work that you've been intrigued about and working on. And then the last component to that will be an interview with one of us on the dance faculty.
So now we're going to move into, I think there are a couple of questions. Do you see this program as a good fit for students who want to perform while simultaneously building a choreography repertoire?
I'll jump in with that just to start. Yeah, absolutely. Because we consider that to be a choreographer implies that one has a real embodied understanding of what it is to be a performer, so that you can not only be a teacher to dancers, but understand, the more we can understand as a dancer ourselves, the more we can bring as a choreographer, and the more opportunities to diversify what those skills are as a choreographer, from actual skills and techniques to a range of genres and qualities and ways of working, to the different types of projects, to the empathies that are gained by experiencing it oneself at a cellular level. So the program is absolutely both. It is not a program only in choreography. There are opportunities throughout to equally be attending to and growing and developing as a dancer, and we expect that that is embedded into the curriculum, and so we expect that interest at least is going to be there through the pre-professional training, and then of course there are some choreographers that don't pursue the performance part as much or at all, but that is definitely an equal part of the platform of study.
I want to add to that also, like this, when we were dreaming up this B.F.A. and what we wanted it to be, there hasn't been a clear path to choreography for musical theater, and the tradition has been, as a performer who somehow gets asked to be a dance captain, who then gets taken under the wing of a choreographer, who then is in the room and is able to learn from that choreographer, and then decides, okay, this is something I like, I'm going to go at it on my own and see if I can make it happen. That component of having had been a performer, just to re-emphasize what Daniel said, is a really key to, I'm not going to say it's a key to the success of every choreographer, right? But it's a key to the understanding of what the job is to be a dancer in musical theater. Yes, equally as important, and the opportunities as a performer in the program are scaffolded in a similar way to the choreographic opportunities. We focused a lot on the choreographer portion of the degree and a little bit less on the dancer portion of the degree. And I just want to emphasize how important it is. It was my path to becoming a choreographer, and is essential.
Just on the heels of that, because there's another question in the queue, just asking what dance courses folks will be taking, which I think ties into the performance part of it too. But be taking ballet, you'll be taking modern, you'll be taking jazz, you'll be taking tap. Like those are the technique classes that are part of the pathway for our dance majors. So just to add that to it. Did I leave one out? Did I leave one out, Daniel?
Musical theater dance styles.
Oh, thank you so much. I apologize, Courtney.
As well as just lots of guest opportunities, and sometimes it'll be a block, which refers to a half of a term, where there'll be other genres of dance that would be introduced and or deepened. Just wanted to share in terms of performing opportunities. So all of the students within the center will be able to audition for the whole season. That we have a fall season and a spring season, and those auditions are held right before each of those terms start. And it wouldn't be a requirement, say, for a B.F.A. in Dance and Choreography for musical theater student to audition for plays, but the opportunity could still be there, because that may be of interest to the type of work that one wants to explore as a choreographer. And certainly there's such a porousness in how choreographers are working, and there's so many opportunities within straight plays as well. But to audition for the musicals and to have opportunities on campus to be performing in addition or separately from those opportunities to be working in a choreographic role.
One that keeps reoccurring is just asking about double majoring.
It's a great question, and it's one that we've talked at great lengths about. And actually, it's something that because this program is so new, at this moment, we are not doing the double major.
Maybe just to add just the caveat that if a student is interested and willing to extend the time that they're on campus, that would then be a very case-specific, scenario. We are modeling this in large part on the musical theater program that currently does not enable that to happen, because it's so rigorous. And again, we do want to stress the rigor of the program, because in addition to these dance courses and the creative work and the time spent outside of studio time to fulfill assignments and have that time that's that a student wants to be able to invest in exploring the assignments, as well as productions and the 20 hours a week that constitute being involved in a production. And with this program, there's going to be a lot of new performing structures and performing opportunities that will come in. But we want to ensure that that balance of health and wellness with the study, is being supported through the program. And so there are very many reasons, and as Amy said, it's also been what the program has been told would allow it to go forward at this point in time.
How many folks are we accepting into the program? We're looking for an inaugural class of 8 people.
And just to add to that, that also doesn't mean that we wouldn't accept more than 8. But we are dedicated to having a first year cohort, so that that community that was discussed, has a chance to flourish. We're running out of time. We're going to finish with an exciting little finale here, but I do want to just share, we have been working on this. The 4 of us have been working on this for 7 years. It's a passion that runs deep, and it speaks to our commitment to stay involved in our own community and We're really excited that you showed up tonight to learn more about it. If we didn't have a chance to respond to your specific question, you can certainly reach out to mtd@ithaca.edu to just keep this conversation going, ask additional questions.